Should you save cash or should you invest the cash? Who just got the Garfield boys basketball job again? We're going to talk about that. Also, like what's going on in the crypto market, man? Like shit's kind of crazy. We're going to talk about that. Katie and his investment ventures. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff today, man. Or, we got a little bit of time. So what's up, J-Dam, before we get into that? What's up, J-Dam? How you doing?
Good. Yeah, man. Garfield. Boys and girls. They hired boys and girls coach.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I think, like full disclosure, I know the boys basketball coach that just was hired, but anything that I say on here, we've discussed in person. You know what I mean? Like over the phone, because that's my man. And I think they hired a good person. I think they hired someone that's hungry. I think they hired a real one. When I talk to a lot of people, especially young people out here, there's a reason why he's one of my people that I have in my phone and, talk to and I trust and all those things. And we've played a lot of games together too. Like that's the thing. He's on my Sunday league team. So when I talk about playing hoop, he's one of the people I've played hoop with a lot. He got a strap. Not he got a strap in terms of he can shoot the ball really well. You know what I mean? I want to make sure I'm clear on that. He can shoot the ball very well. And then he got brothers and people in the community and stuff like that. And he's just a solid individual, like as solid as they come. You know what I'm saying? Pause. And that's why that's why I'm saying like he's gonna put in the work. He's going to do all the things. I'm definitely one of his people in his corner, mentor, all those things. And I know even I was surprised when I got the call. I was like, bro, you're a lion, bro. Like, no way. But yeah, he's filling big shoes, man. Like he's filling big shoes. Sure. So anybody who got hired in that job, it doesn't matter who you are.
Anybody that got hired in that job that's not a former NBA player, someone's gonna have a problem with him.
Yeah,
but like I said earlier, I'm more excited for him going to Seattle or going outside Tacoma, and I think he's gonna do 10 times better. I think now that he's going out there, he's gonna. I think he'd be able to set the tone early and be there for a long time and actually do good. I'm more excited for him going to Garfield than I would for him coming to a Tacoma school, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And the reason why is because like when you're in the community, there's chatter and all that kind of stuff. And that's just that can get in the way of actually doing the job, because people's opinions of you on the outside. And I've been in this position, and you just have to block it out, man, and just do what you do and go from there. I do think also, like there's a direction it seems like that they're going in Seattle schools to go away from to hopefully the recruiting, all the recruiting stuff that went down. The WIAA clearly was it seems like they're like on a hunt all of a sudden. Like, how are you gonna? I was in disagreement on how they handled all of that personally, but it seems like now this is the response to that, which is getting coaches from that may not partake in that, maybe because they're not from the community or just getting a fresh start or whatever. I don't know the reasoning. I'm just speculating here. And in addition to that, as being a former administrator, I will say, I feel like the public puts more onus on a coaching position, which is probably about not even like 10% of the salary of the rest of the people in the building.
Yeah.
Like the teachers in that building are making a lot more money than the basketball coach most times.
Exactly. Yeah.
The para-educators in that building are making a lot more money than the basketball coach. So when you're looking at it as an administrator and you are looking at the balance sheet and looking at your budget, where the issues are coming from, typically it's going, and also not even about issues, it's just looking at the numbers. Like I have actual like employees in this building that are here full time that I have to give my attention to. So if there's a lot of attention around something for an employee that's not even 10% of the salary, like I'm just talking business mind and money here, like, and just running a building. So the public perception, but the other thing is this position is also a super public position, probably the most public one, you know?
Yeah,
And so it's just like, it's this weird dichotomy that you have to balance as an administrator or someone that's looking at those books and looking at the budget. Um, and how much time spent on whatever, because as an administrator, you're dealing with all kinds of other things. Like
yeah,
basketball can't be the one thing that you, because there's so many other things that you're dealing with.
yeah,
But that's the big one. But like, yeah, it,
yeah,
it's it's hard. I don't know. It's a different perspective. When I was an assistant principal, I looked at it way differently than I did when I was a teacher or a coach.
yeah,
I was like, oh, I get it now. I get it now. You know. But yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm really excited. I don't know who they. I know. What's his name? Haywood is now the prep school. He's nice, man. Haywood's nice. I know they lost a lot of guys when Brandon stepped down, when B Roy stepped down.
yeah. Trip Haywood,
But
he's at prep school.
mhm.
Old boy from Wilson just came back to Wilson.
Yeah, yeah, and he's cold.
He's nice. Yep.
Um, yeah, so it'll be interesting, man. Just he knows he has a lot to do. He knows he has a lot of work to put in. He knows he's got to get ingratiated with the community.
Yep.
He knows that he anything that anyone's saying is not nothing he don't already know. So I would say, support the young brother, man. Like
Exactly.
everybody's been in, like if you've ever been in those shoes, you just want to get support, and I say
Yeah.
that we support the young brother, man. Like,
Sure.
and I'm not saying that as his friend. I would be saying that in general. The girls' coach too. Like
Exactly.
support these brothers. You should want them to win.
Exactly.
Like, and if not, then why not?
Exactly.
You know, I'd say that about all the coaches around here too. Dom,
Exactly.
Barbie, you know what I'm saying? My man at Stadium, Dom at Mount T. Like, I want all these dudes to win. Um, it don't matter. Ryan at Lincoln. I want all these dudes to do well. You know what I'm saying? Like, there ain't no hate. We got to
Exactly.
build our coaches up, man, because they're the ones leading our young men. And I think we talked about that with Mose on here. It's just like we got to be better. We just got to be better. We're leading young men, and we got to be better about that. So
Yeah.
anyway, I was surprised though. I
No.
ain't go
Yeah.
front.
Sure.
you know what
Sure.
I'm
Yeah.
saying? I, I was surprised. So we'll keep tabs on that, man. And not only him, all the coaches. I want to have some other coaches on here. We have Mose, and he's getting ready to gear up for the Emerald Ridge girls job for the girls on that girls side. I want to get Dom on here. I want to get the two Doms, both Doms, Barbie. I don't anybody. Like anyone that's willing to come on and talk, man. Come on. Before the season starts, because I know when the season starts, it's gonna be hard to get anybody on here. But yeah, man. What else you got?
Man. Crypto market, man.
Oh, okay. You want
Dumping.
to jump into the crypto? You
Dumping.
jumping right in. Hey,
Dumping.
man, we are dumping. It is bad
No.
right now.
But
So
that's how much of this is just mindset though, because I look at it in terms of long-term investing. So it's, I think a lot of it's just, the psychology behind it. So you can't really just stress that much every single time it comes down. I mean, that's more of an opportunity to buy more if you're on a 5, 10, or 20-year hold or something like that. But I think that some people
yeah,
making like emotional decisions, like I think your emotions can ruin your portfolio far, far more than even like a bad pick or a bad crypto or a bad stock. Like people, as soon as something comes down,
yeah,
they're watching the news and they're selling versus,
yeah,
like if it goes up, you're not, it's, I think that if you're on, if you plan on holding for the next 5, 10, 20 years, you should really be waiting for opportunities like this to buy.
yeah. And typically, yeah, I agree. And I think on the last one I talked about buying the fear and greed, and we're at 24 fear right now. It was altcoin season. We had the blue thing. We were, I think, over like in the upper 60s or something like that, or low 60s, something like that. And now we're down in the 20s, bro. Like, and I said, this is it, whether we're in the bear market, the bull market, it doesn't matter. Buy the fear and greed. So buy the fear, sell the greed. And how much that is, I don't know. And also, I want to preface all of this with this is not financial advice. Everything will go to zero. I am not a financial advisor. We are not financial advisors. Anything we say is for entertainment, and just you do your own research, not financial advice. So I'll preface all of that with this. But look at Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin October was supposed to be like a good month, and November and fourth quarter I expect it to be a good month, and I still do. But like how much of this is government shutdown? We still have the government shutdown. We're literally in the midst of the longest government shutdown in the history of our country. A lot of people are not able to eat. Just the sentiment's bad. I think some of it is manipulation to
Yeah.
there's part manipulation, part real.
Yeah.
And there could be, there's some people calling the top. They think that the top might be in right here. And
Yeah.
some people could be right. We could look back and say, like, 126 was the top.
Yeah.
So I don't think I don't think they're wrong. We'll see. I'm not also saying they're right.
Yeah.
I just know that if it is the top, in fact, and you want to sell right here, then good job. Like, and no one's telling you what to do.
For sure.
I'm not your dad. I'm not your mom.
I do think that like this is not financial advice at all, but if you look back at all the top investors and they'll say the same thing, they're always greedy when everyone else, is selling and scared, and that's when they're making the most money every single time.
Yep. Yeah. Agreed. So, we'll get time to look into that a little bit more, probably on a separate episode. We have some other stuff to talk about, but I do think that so to that point, should people sell right now? I'm not selling.
Yeah.
I do think that we have some catalysts coming. I think when the government opens up, there's going to be a little bit of more positive sentiment. We might have rate cuts coming in December. I think someone just said that. I'll bring it up as we're talking, but
Yeah.
so I think that there's still some bullish events. The Clarity Act is actually hopefully will be passed before Thanksgiving or maybe the end of the year. That will give more clarity around digital assets.
Yeah.
I think that there's just all these catalysts, and I have a hard time believing that this is the end.
Yeah.
I just do. I don't know. That's just me, and if it is, then I'll just continue to hold. I'm not here for to be out of the market at any point in time. So, hey, I'll be here. I was there the last bear market, and I'll be here this bear market. So it's nothing changes for me. I guess dollar cost average and chill. That's what I do. So
Exactly.
What about do you think that, so like, let's say that someone hasn't entered the market and they're kind of deciding how they want to invest their cash. Like, should they hold on to cash or should they invest it? Should they put it in savings? Like,
yeah. I mean,
what do you think
if you
people
don't have a lot of cash, I mean, hold on cash. But I think if you have some extra cash, instead of putting it in savings, I think it's times like this where you see a bunch of red in the market is the perfect time to get in. Like if it's been 10 straight green days and everything's at an all-time high, I would tell you not to put anything in. It's like I think it's a perfect time right now to put a little bit of cash into a stock market, into the crypto market. Because that's when you're going to start seeing those returns anyway. You never want to buy at an all-time high in the first place. But if it's one thing, and it's obviously it's two different types of investing. If someone's sitting on 6 figures, they're putting into something and they want to buy, build their real estate portfolio or rentals or something, versus just simply putting something into the stock market. You putting your money into savings it will not be the same return 2, 3, 4, 5 years than you putting it into Apple.
Yeah.
Apple is always going to give you
I think so this is the S&P 500 charts. You can see, man, how down it is. So this is actually today. I don't know. I think the Orange Man had a announcement today, but I don't know what it was about. But yeah, the S&P 500 all year, so year to date. So this is year to date. This was, in April when we had the tariffs. talked about tariffs. There's a lot of things sell off, a lot of big sell off there. But then since April, it's just been up only, and what goes up must come down is what I've learned. And so, will this be the first like not bullish fourth quarter that I've ever been a part of?
Mhm.
Potentially. But like I said, there's these other things that are lining up, and I'm like, man, it's counterintuitive to what I'm seeing happening. But there is some talks about, Nvidia, AI, is it an AI bubble? All those kinds of things. And I just have a hard, like, I guess the difference between this bubble or like, even if there is an AI bubble, let's say that there's an AI bubble, like the internet, when there was the .com bubble, like I felt like it was kind of bullshit. Like there wasn't anything useful of those things that were
Yeah.
being evaluated.
Yeah.
This time with I just feel like I use it for everything
Yeah.
and I actually use it and it makes my life better and it's efficient. And so it's just like, whereas I'm not saying the .com didn't, like there's, we could communicate differently and all those things.
Yeah.
And yes, there's a gajillion AI. You slap AI on anything.
No, exactly.
But
Yeah, exactly. I
you,
mean, it's just getting started though. Like it's really just getting
right.
started. Like they're just now starting to. I mean, just this year, it's starting to get into the video side of it and people actually using it for prompts and different things like that. Like it's this is nothing compared to where it's going to be in a couple of years. Like we're literally just getting started in the
Yeah.
AI.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's just, it's going to be, it's going to be interesting to watch. I think we're in the most interesting time ever that we've ever been
Mhm.
in my lifetime,
Yeah.
from a technological standpoint, all those kinds of things.
Yep.
And I think that if someone is getting into this kind of talk, like, if you're someone who hasn't been in these conversations or is just getting in, what I say when we talk about saving, like have enough to cover your monthly expenses for a few months,
Yeah.
and that's just how I would go about it
For
personally. I
sure.
like
Yeah.
I like security. I understand people that want to just hold on to cash. Like, okay, if that is the case, then like hold on to it for, like make sure you have a certain amount of monthly expenses. And then
Yep.
once you get that, then you can, start to invest and maybe look at some other plays. But if you
Yep.
don't have enough to where, you're relying on this for, I just don't think that that's the prudent thing to do personally.
Yeah.
That's how you run a business. You run a business by hopefully keeping enough on hand so that you
Yeah.
can, in the events that you don't, in the down months, for example, you have some money. Maybe
Yep.
you might have a line of credit. I wouldn't say that for a personal account, but from a business perspective, that might be something that you have as a line of credit, so that you can get through some harder months or whatever. And that everything is cyclical. You have seasons for stuff. So
For sure.
I don't know. I just think that we're just in a very uncertain time, but in
Yep.
uncertainty, my DCA's hit and I just doubled the DCA.
No.
That's
Yeah.
all I did. I didn't do nothing. I was already buying anyway. So
No.
I
Yeah.
buy the blood. I don't buy all the green. I do what's called dynamic DCAing. So if it's green, I'm just going to maybe scale back or look at something that hasn't pumped yet and maybe put that DCA over there, or whatever. But definitely in the red months, I'm happy. I'm just like, oh, cool, my DCA hits, um,
Yeah.
and it's an amount that's not a lot. It's not something I'll miss. I think that's what
Yeah.
people need to understand. It's like I'm not talking about a lot. Like, to me, a lot from in terms of my finances, it's not something that I miss, especially in the crypto market. Be willing to lose that. You
Yeah.
know, I call it throwing sand in the ocean. I'm just throwing sand in the ocean. So, with that, anything else on that? I know we got to get out of here. This is a quick one, but
No. Yeah. I mean,
um,
even going from the crypto market, stock market, even to going to like real estate. Like obviously everyone's still in talks about if they should buy or they should wait. Um, I mean, how do you feel about that?
I think that you have to do what's best for you.
Hmm.
I do think that when we get into next year, I do believe that the real estate market will be better in the spring. Like, so once January 1 hits, like you're gonna start to see an uptick in activity. Right now, in this next 2 months, is when things are a little slower. The inventory may be getting stale for some people.
Yeah.
There's not going to be as many listings coming on, but you're as a buyer, this is a great time to buy.
Yep. Yeah.
Um, so does it work out for you? Is it the right time? All those things. And even if you're not a buyer right now, it might be good to at least start thinking about it, get in front of a lender, start thinking about the programs, know the roadmap so you at least know what it takes to do that.
Yeah.
Is it even feasible right now? And you might have a runway. Now you at least know the plan versus
Yeah.
not knowing the
Exactly.
plan at all. Like
Exactly.
I'd rather know the plan. But in terms of the
Exactly.
market, I do think we'll see an uptick. Like this is the first time since 2020 we were in a rate cutting environment. So potentially in December, the Fed rate I'm talking about, not the mortgage rates, but um, we're in an easing environment versus a tightening environment, I guess, if you will.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I see the real estate market being a little bit better, and
Yeah.
um, that's more of a seller thing. So if you're a
Sure.
buyer,
Yeah.
if you're a seller, I think next year is going to be an uptick. I'm
Oh,
not
for
saying a
sure.
lot. I'm just saying I think it's going to be you're going to have lower rates next year.
No,
So
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
they already
It's
are lower. They're
yeah.
already lower than they were in the spring. So
Exactly. I think
yeah.
sometimes in terms of a buyer, I think sometimes it can be more expensive to wait. If the rates did come down more,
Hmm.
the home prices are still going back up. So I think right now,
Right.
yes, the rates are high, but right now there is more inventory, and you can still look at it as there's still a lot of more opportunity, in my opinion. Like there's still like a lot of creative deal structures you could put together. Like if the rates
Yeah.
are back at 3%, you're not really getting anything on your terms at all, like at all.
Yeah.
Every
No, no.
there's nothing you
I don't
got
even
to
think.
waive a lot of stuff. Like right now, you still can do a lot of seller finance, and you could do 2-1 buy downs, and all of that's getting accepted right now. So I think if
Yeah.
I mean, just being pre-approved in general, and like you said, just understanding and looking at what it looks like what would a mortgage look like at this, and then finding out what it looked like if you did get a seller to pay concessions, if you did get a buy down, and understanding it. I mean, I think you could save more money that way. But like I said,
Hmm.
it's just understanding it, and I think for a buyer at least, outside of the rates, it's a great time buying, or at least knowing where you stand with the lender and what a mortgage would look like.
Yeah. This is the first time as a buyer you're going to be able to get seller, concessions and all those
Exactly.
things.
Yep.
Like you said, I just know that if the rates come, the reason why we talk about the rates is when the rates come down, that means there's going to be more buyers that
Yeah.
it just brings the affordability down a
Yep.
little bit. And
Exactly.
I read somewhere that that's going to be the orange man's, goal next year is affordability,
Yeah.
which is like, okay, if that's the case, there you go. Like, because the more affordable things are, the more availability it is for more people, a wider pool of buyers,
Yeah. Yeah.
which means there's going to be more competition. So that's why
Exactly.
we talk about the rates, because the way that they fluctuate, if they go down, that means there's more people that are going to be able to buy, and the demand is higher, versus when they go up, the demand is less because that means it's going to be more expensive to buy. So we are in a rate cutting environment. So I feel like we're at a teetering spot right now where it's like we're not all the way quite there yet. So there's still some time. And then
Exactly.
once we get to 6% to a little bit under 5.7
Yeah. Yeah.
in
Yeah.
there, there's
Exactly.
going to be like I think like millions of more buyers that are going to be in the
Exactly.
market
Exactly.
nationwide. So,
Yeah.
um, just be aware of that as
Sure.
someone that's potentially maybe looking. So, if you want any more information, hit us up. We got
Yeah.
all that information, and ask. But with that, man, put me on. What you got?
God. I didn't even think of no put me on. Shoot. I guess updates. Final stretch. I was hoping to I wanted to launch on Monday, this past Monday with Zenith. I'm waiting on a couple more check marks from Amazon. They're taking way too long
Okay.
to get my. They just had most of my pallets all inbound. They all arrived, and now I'm just waiting for every single unit to be checked in all the way, and then hopefully take it live. I don't know. Keep you guys posted, but it's gonna be the next week for sure.
That's what's up. All
Yep.
right. My quick one is Vince Staples show starts on Friday. Check it out. I'm excited for the second season. I'm excited. I'm interested to see where it goes. And if you haven't seen the Vince Staples show, go check out the first season. It may be your thing. It may not be your thing, but I'm excited tomorrow to check that out. Also, Vince Freddie Gibbs and Alchemist shows tomorrow in Seattle, and I'm still 50-50 on whether I'm gonna go or not, but chances are I'm gonna make sure I tap in.
Yeah.
So, um, anyway, man, that's one of my favorite albums of the year. So I want to see it live. But with that, y'all, that's brick by brick, man. We're gonna be back. Don't worry, we got more content and stuff on the way. So we just wanted to make sure we got this one in. So y'all be good.
Sir.
Brick by brick.